Texans bring four Mahomes. Texans bring four Mahomes. Has the interception.
Kelsey had his hand.
Texans bring four Mahomes. Has the interception.
Kelsey had his hands on it and basically hands it back to Alshire off his own helmet, who's there to make the play. And the season is being defined by miscues from stars. I mean, Rasheed Rice, Kelsey, Mahomes looking up.
Texans bring four Mahomes. Has the interception.
Kelsey had his hands on it and basically hands it back to Alshire off his own helmet, who's there to make the play. And the season is being defined by miscues from stars. I mean, Rasheed Rice, Kelsey, Mahomes looking up off the ground, the decision by Andy Reid. I mean, all of that has played.
Kansas City. 36, quarter begins. Mahomes downfield for on the ground. Intercepted underneath. Kamari Lassiter was there. Mahomes couldn't get enough on it. And Lassiter comes up with his third pick of the year.
The interceptions on the back end, Lassiter and Petrie and Stingley, all those guys, Bullock, they all catch the football. That's not the worst thing in the world that ever happened. It was third down, so kind of the equivalent.
And Mahomes escaping, running for it, got it and more. He's always just a touch faster.
Situational runner with a four-man rush. You know there's going to be a gap. It just so happens that's where the gap is this time. Bad knee, doesn't matter. Bring in the helicopter, doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes, when it's on the line.
They were doing that in warm-ups before the second half as well. Matt Arise to the hole. Butker gets it down. Oh, he shaves the inside of the upright.
In the end zone to give him a chance.
Right around the 15. Protected Mahomes here. More time to throw. And the connection, worthy for 22. Jumps forward to the 37-yard line. And a first down for Kansas City. Fourth and a long one for the first down. 2 for the touchdown. Hunt inside, pushing through to the goal line. In for the Kansas City touchdown.
Just absolutely had him. Watch him shoot down the line, make direct contact with Kareem Hunt. Wham! and still Hunt manages to bounce into the end zone. That is championship.
Mahomes just 58 passing yards in the first half. Looking for space to load up. Send it downfield towards Hollywood Brown at the 20-yard line. 36.
Space there. If Mahomes had really led him, that might have gone the distance there, but they run that route better than anybody.
Drive starts from the 17. Trent McDuffie not out there for Kansas City, and Chris Jones makes the first contact on Woody Marks, trying to give a spark to this KC defense, a loss of 4.
The Kansas City Chiefs is they know they're going to attack them on first down. They're going to play the run. They're going to come across.
Kelly calling the play in. 3rd and 16. Stroud trying to step up, get away, throws on the run, first down. 45-yard line. Nico Collins with the catch. Clock runs. Hands it to the official, trying to kill this clock quick, I would imagine. They have one timeout. They are letting the time go. Operation clean, and the kick. No good. And that is Kansas City 2025.
Face mask, still got it off. That's whatever.
To the air, has a moment to throw. Worthy's got it sideline. Inside the 40-yard line.
Right there, you're going right into the teeth of the defense with Derek Stingley on the outside. Mahomes knows he's going to be under pressure, steps up, makes sort of an awkward throw out there, but now you're starting to work both. The outside, you're working the inside, you're going from spread formation.
Kelsey in motion, 3rd and 5. Everybody crossing in the middle. Mahomes looking for anything. Can't find anyone. In trouble. Flag down. The pass is ruled a catch at the 26-yard line. So it is ruled a catch, so it goes from the end. It is grab and twist. There's one finger doing the grabbing and twisting, but that still counts. And tack it on to what was.
It's a simple defense with great effort.
2nd and 9. Mahomes scanning, deflected in the air. Intercepted Jalen Petrie. He'll be marked down right around his own 45, but on the deflection, Petrie comes up with the pick, and Burke in this Texans defense.
I think I've ever seen. He's going to tip the ball. Watch this. He's going to tip the ball up in the air and then somehow find it and circle back and make the interception.
Let's make sure he got it. There. Does it move? He has it pinned to his chest with his forearms. We'll bring in Terry McCauley, our rules analyst.
So he has to get control before the ball hits the ground, and then he has to maintain control.
3rd and goal. Chiefs bring in 5. Stroud. Marks walks it in. Touchdown, Houston. Pressure came. Nobody went with Woody Marks. 3rd touchdown catch of the year. And the Houston Texans lead 9-0.
Oh boy, and this is what can happen to you sometimes, even your veteran players. So here's Nick Bolton right here. He's going to have the coverage here. Looks like a block. No, it wasn't. He knew he was in trouble. It might as well go forward. There's no.
That's what they're missing. 1 turnover last 4 games for the Chiefs.
Come.
And he gets away from Tranquil, so Stroud flips it on the run. Nico Collins has it, taking off, getting a block. Collins inside the 20 and inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for the Texans.
He's going to scramble here, and there's going to be no receivers over there. Some late guys trickle out, and then they're going to have to come all the way back. Look at this throw. All the way across the field, a throw you should never make, and yet when you're talking about trying to knock out the heavyweight champs in the Kansas City Chiefs, you got to try some of those. That was tremendous by C.J. Stroud.
Pretty cool to watch as they're getting ready. Movement up front, no flag. Mahomes.
Hey, Sean,
thrown down by Tommy
your
Togiai.
Kansas City Chiefs
right here
enemy has been
vaporized. They've got to help out here with Kelsey.
Knocked them out the playoffs.
Kelsey's not going to get out the route,
damn
so
near knocked them out the playoffs. Your boy Blastoff, man, what a game. We're going live. 1 minute. Y'all stay tuned. Real Texas Talk.
Off the right hash, struggled in the divisional game. That was a tough snap to bring down. Townsend did, and he knocked it through. Begins with the mark at the 33, and Nick Chubb, the running back.
Get my head spinning. Let's keep that head spinning. Let me hit my lights. Hey, this is a rush hour job. Texas family, what's up, baby? Your boy Blastoff, man. Your boy Blastoff. Texans defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-10. What they said couldn't be done. What they trying to say we can't do. Were you not entertained? Don't you believe now? Do we got some believers out here? Do we got some believers out here? Are you not entertained? This is what I'm talking about, baby. This is what we're talking about. Houston Texans defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-10 in the defensive masterclass. Offense did exactly what I said they should do, exactly what they needed to do to win this game, guys. They did exactly everything that they needed to do. Hey, man, listen. I personally have no, nothing. I'm speechless, man. I knew what it was going to take. I knew what it was going to take, man, to win this game. And, hey, man, the defense was going to have to be what they were. I wasn't ever worried about the defense. I wasn't ever worried about what Daniil Will, Jalen Petrie and those guys. We wasn't worried about what those guys would do. We wasn't worried about those guys. It was the offense. And the offense, you know what, man? We got to get offense a damn round of applause, bro. We just got to get him a round of applause, man. We got to get those guys a huge round of applause. Houston Texans take down the almighty Super Bowl winning, several Super Bowl winning, several championships winning Chiefs, man. In their hometown. Put them out. Put them out. Hey, guys, you know what? Kudos, man. If they don't make, if my boy, if my boy, DeMeco Ryans is not voted in head coach of the year, man, it's gonna be a sham. And we didn't let the refs take it from us this game. They played a pretty much clean, disciplined game. The offensive line was so, sketchy at times, but they did just enough to keep the quarterback doing good. CJ, man, hey, man, we proud of you, bro. We proud of you, bro. We proud of you. You made the smart decisions today. You didn't turn the ball over. I don't even know if he had an almost near. It wasn't any bad balls thrown. He was throwing the ball at the ground. It was a masterclass. Just to go over some stat lines, man. Let's go over some stat lines. The stats of the day. C.J. Stroud went 15 of 31. C.J. Stroud goes 15 of 31 for 203 yards. No interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. 15 to 31. Alicia said CJ didn't do a good job, but I gotta disagree with you there. Hey man, I'm finna put this up too, man, because tonight we talking tonight. So whoever wants to call in and add their 2 cents, man, we're definitely going all the way in tonight, guys. Because this was, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you guys think about what happened, because this was a crazy game. I got to turn on my AC, man. It's hot in here now. I've been jumping and hooting and hollering, and man, it was crazy today, man. A crazy game. I'm so proud of these boys. I know the city proud of these boys. To all the doubters, what you gonna say now? To all the doubters, what are you gonna say now? At the end of the day, man, nobody gave us the benefit of the doubt. Nobody believed in us, man. But I'm telling you, I keep saying this, I keep posting this, I keep going and say this, that this team is a team of destiny. Steve, Dallas Cowboys, Texas made Texas proud again, especially the defense. Dallas should be ashamed, God. Hey, man, you know what? We gonna ride for the house, though. Steve, we gonna ride for the house, man. We in it. If we still doing it good, y'all ride for us, and it's the same way. I've always, when we wasn't in anything, the Rockets wasn't in anything, the Mavericks were there, I'm riding for Dallas. You know what I mean? I'm riding, but we gotta stop this Dallas-Houston thing, man. We gotta ride for the house. You know what I'm saying? We got to ride for the house. We'll take it from here. If y'all want to bag up, we'll take it from here and we'll run the table. I keep telling y'all, bro, this is a team of destiny. I predicted the Texans would win, and it wasn't no homer stuff. It's just the setup. The setup was just too bad for the Chiefs for the first bit of the conversation. The offensive line was in tatters. You know what I mean? And then to start the game off, their starting left tackle goes out like on the first or second play of the game. It was all the way just not a good. Then Trent McDuffie, their star cornerback, was just knocked out of the game. Man, Nico Collins went crazy, guys. Nico Collins at halftime had 4 receptions for 121 yards, man. I don't know what else to say. It's been crazy, man. Nico, it was just they did what they needed to do to shut the dollars. I want to see these power rankings now. I said 2 or 3 weeks ago after we beat the Jaguars of Tennessee, they were talking about power rankings. I didn't want to see no power rankings about the Houston Texans, man, until I said I want to wait till after the Colts and Chiefs game, and then we can go back and revisit that. Now it's time to revisit that. I want to see what they say now. Not that it matters, because we don't care about that, man. But this defense is historical. This is historical. So again, we're going to go over the stat line. C.J. Stroud went 15 for 31 for 203 yards. Now, Pat Mahomes on the other, and Nico Collins, okay. So Nico didn't touch. They made a game plan, I like their game plan. They made another game plan to shut Nico Collins down. He didn't see the ball. They was like, hold up, damn it. This guy killing us. This guy got 121 yards in the first half. So he didn't get another one. He didn't get another one after that. That was it for him. That was his highlight. But man, that was so crazy, bro. Nobody gave us the chance, bro. Patrick Mahomes went, listen at this. They are tearing these damn quarterbacks apart. This defense is ripping these quarterbacks apart. Patrick Mahomes went 14 of 33 in his house for no touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. Man, they're ripping the sack twice. He had a quarterback rating of 19.8. I wonder if that's probably his lowest quarterback rating in ever. Dude, this is a team of destiny, Super Bowl winning team, bro. They're there. They got everything they need. I said it. I said they're gonna need. They got everything they need. They just need the offense to wake up. They just need the offense to wake up. They steady giving D'Amico what he had. Just give me 21 points. They got 20 today. They steady giving the guy what he want. We got them frustrated early. Yeah, we got them frustrated real early. Taking out their cornerback and their starting tackle. And Mahomes was hit early. He threw picks early. Shout out to Jalen Petrie for that pick he did, man. And I'll put up some clips because I'm putting it all. I'm still piecing it together now. But Steve, the Dallas Cowboys say we are the same, brother. Always, either Dallas, Houston. That's right, bro. Hey, tonight we're ending that Dallas versus Houston drama, bro. If we play each other, man, we play just fun, titter-tatter, but we don't really hate nobody, man. I know Houston don't hate the Dallas Cowboys, man. Like I say, if we ain't in it and Dallas in it, hey, I want them to get it. Busted up a KC player on the first play. Yeah, took out their left tackle. Alicia says busted up KC on the first play. Yeah, took out their left tackle, man. We got it set up to where, these teams are scared of us, man. They are terrified, shaking in their boots. Jacksonville better keep that lead. They better run. I think they got one tough game left on their schedule, but they better run. I think the Colts, matter of fact, were probably their toughest game left on the Jacksonville schedule, but they better run, man. It was a hell of a game. It seemed for a minute early in the third quarter, and in the second half, that the Chiefs came out with a good game plan to slow us down. They were getting pressure, and the thing crazy about that was, they got championship DNA on that team, and we all know that goes without saying. And they started to play like it. That defense started to wake up. The star players started to play like star players. Chris Jones, number 95, the defensive tackle, and George Karlaftis, man, they were starting to make plays and starting to get to CJ. We couldn't get the ball off. The offensive line was looking like of old for a minute, and here we all go like, uh-oh, here we go again, guys. Here we go again. But by the goodness, and Nick Caley was going to get the heat. Nick Caley was going to get the heat because it was looking, pretty vanilla. The offense wasn't able to move the ball. They weren't able to get pressure. And again, hey, man, we did what we had to do. And shout out to shout out to CJ, man. We give CJ so much flack all the time about, making those plays, extending those plays, and just taking the check down. Well, he did enough of that for me tonight. It was plenty of plays tonight where CJ was just taking the ball and checking it down instead of trying to make the huge play. He was trying to make the huge play. CJ was just taking the ball and checking it down. He wasn't taking killer drive plays. CJ ended up, making big, huge plays that saved the game. And at the end of the day, guys, that's all we could ask. And I think that this young man is rounding into form. I think CJ is rounding into form. I think that, he's learning from. I think he learned a lot from what happened with Davis Mills, man. Shout out to all of our defensive players. Everybody was getting a turn on Patrick today, bro. Everybody was getting a turn. And I even said, even though we were down Tim Settle, the guys I called out made plays. Togia and Danico Autry both had a sack. And they were the ones that was in rotation with Tim Settle. So the depth was crazy depth on this defense. It's crazy depth on this defense. Jalen Petrie, what can you say, man? The guy was incredible. The guy had a crazy interception. And I mean, hey, when it all boils down to it, man, they got to start believing now. I'm telling you, these teams are scared to play us now. They're scared to play us, bro, because this defense is just so consistent, so disciplined, and so ferocious. To stop Patrick Mahomes, held him to 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions with a 19.8 quarterback rating. That's incredible, man. You know, I couldn't tell you, you know, what was going on with Andy Reid trying to try us going forward on fourth down so much. The guy went forward on fourth down like 2 or 3 times in the game, and it cost him. It cost him every time. They tried us. They kept trying to see if we were for real because they used to doing that though. Because we are used to, you know, giving up the big play. We are used to giving up the big play. You know, when it came down to when it's in the ride or die, do or die situations, we are the guys that would give it up when, you know, when people would say, oh, this Texans defense is ferocious in years past. But somebody now, they standing pat, they standing strong, man. They're holding on. They're doing what they supposed to do. And Andy Reid, hey, you won't be tickling our tonsils today, baby. You got y'all tonsils tickled playing with us, bro. He should have never played with us. I'm Kick says Pat had a struggle today. Yeah, he did, bro. He did. Pat had a struggle today, bro. Pat had a mean struggle today, bro. But hey, you know what? The Houston Texans win. They take the game. You know, man. Shout out to the role players, man. Ogunbowale, with Ogunbowale stepping in like the way he did when Damian, Lord no. In all respect to the brother. And hey, y'all know Damian Pierce was on the Chiefs now. He didn't see any action, but he on the Chiefs now. But Ogunbowale, when Woody Marks went out, had that lovely touchdown run. They believe in Woody. They believe in Ogunbowale, man. Coach consistently has Ogunbowale around. He's the veteran that comes in and saves the day at times when we need to be saved. And he had a game-saving touchdown that just put us up ahead, 17-10. And it was crazy, man. I'm just so proud of these guys, man. I can't say it enough. I'm just very proud of this team, bro. I can't expound upon, how I believe. I'm telling you guys right now to keep, I've been saying this, I've been preaching this, I've been posting this, I've been tweeting this. This Texans team is a team of destiny. That it's just, I feel it. I've been watching this team since 2002, been a fan since 2003 when Andre Johnson came onto the squad. I barely missed any games. And this is something, this is just something different about this team. I heard, like I say it again. I heard Will Anderson come out at the press conference. I heard Derek Stingley, smiles on their faces, is saying, hey, we feel like we can do something special. And after that Jacksonville Jaguars game, to me, hey, that's all I needed to see to know. This is a team of destiny, man. We're not, bro. Y'all put your money on it, bro. Go ahead and go to Vegas right now. If you want to win some money, listen to Blastoff. This is one of them ones when the guy's trying to tell you bet on Bitcoin. Bet your money on the Texans going all the way, bro. Bet your money on the Texans going all the way. They playing like it. You just shut the Super Bowl champs 2 to 3 times out of the last 5-6 years down in their own home, knocked them out of, pretty much knocked them out of the playoffs. Where you know what all these other AF teams are saying right now to the Houston Texans? Thank you. Whew. Now, thank you. They may still find a way in. They only got 11% chance now to make it. That's very low odds. But hey, the Chiefs, hey, and guess what? Guess what else, guys? We back in the playoffs. We are in the playoffs officially in the playoffs as a 7 seed, knocking off the Chiefs. We are officially 7 seed in the playoffs. Let's look at a few plays, guys. Let's look at a couple of these plays. Let's check a couple of these plays out. You know what I mean? Seriously, let's check a couple of these plays out right quick. Man, I don't know about y'all, but I want to go through some highlights. Shit, these boys did what they were supposed to do, man. These boys did exactly what they were supposed to do, and I'm so proud of them. I know we all proud of them, man. I know we all are proud of these boys. See if I can get that screen to light up. Get that screen to light up.
That's the key block. They've been running these duo schemes time after time after time. And let's give Dare a little credit here, right? I promise you.
You got it so dark. Let me see if I can lighten that screen up there. I don't know why it's so dark.
Second and 10.
Okay,
For
there
the
we
first
go.
time tonight.
And I'll bet you he has practiced 0 in goal line offense.
He's got it here.
I wonder why it's so dark, guys. I don't know.
Very
Oh, there we
open
go.
for Warwick to the goal line. He's in for the touchdown.
Screen want to be dark right now. Okay. Let's see.
Goal line. He's in for the touchdown.
There we go. There we go. That was, hey, look, check it out. I mean, and this is the things that we weren't doing in the past. We were horrible in the red zone, but these, look, the will to win, man. The Texans really, they believe in themselves right now. Yeah. Shout out Tristan Jordan. What's up, baby? The Texans really want to win right now, man. The Texans, they want it better than the next man. It's defense, man. And hey, somebody, hey, you know what? If the offense wasn't up to par, they're getting better and better. If the offense wasn't, they're averaging 21 points a game now. If the offense is not, you know, able to toe the weight, that's when you get, you know, man, look at this hit. This was this atrocious, man. This was just nasty. This was look at this play.
On a mission, searching, finding Rice, he gets popped.
He put him to sleep. Why you think that? Why in the hell would you try to go for fourth down and these boys playing like this?
Back into the play by the center, Creed Humphrey.
Come on, man. Why are you? They can't. This is the attitude the Chiefs came in that game with. Oh, well, we know we're going to win this game. With everybody. Chris Collins, I ain't never seen him so quiet at the end of the game. Mike Tirico had to close the damn game out because Chris Collins.
Absolutely. Let's look at the catch here.
My goodness.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, they don't want me to show too much of it now. Hold on. They don't want me to show. Okay, you can't show too much of this Texas shit. They don't want you to show too much of it. Okay. Okay. But look, either way, man, you know, why would you try to go up against these guys on fourth down and you know they playing the number one defense? They didn't believe that we the number one defense. This defense is fucking incredible, man. Excuse my language, but they just incredible. They giving up 16 points a game, 16 and a half. That just went down. You gave up only 10 to the Chiefs in their house. You put 20 up on them. I mean, you can't make this up. And when you try to tell people stuff, man, they don't want to. Listen at this, guys. You got to watch this. This is what I said earlier. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I got sense, and I'm in. You know, I got a feel for this team. Check this out, guys. This is what I said earlier. I got to play this for you. This was. I don't think people are talking about that enough. How the fact that the Chiefs are dead last, if not bottom two, or dead last in bringing pressure. The effect that they have it on the quarterback, and CJ is second in the league when he's facing pressure. He's 60% of his passes. He's completing 60% of his passes when he's facing pressure. So I think that's why I say I honestly believe that if the game plan is right, Nick Caley is in his bag, we can jump up early on these guys and we can not look back. We can make a statement beating on the Chiefs, bro. It's set up to do that. It's just the environment. It's just the mindset. It's just getting over the mental aspect of what we got to do when we get out there. That's I don't think. To fight back at the end of that game, they let me all out. Sorry about that. I ain't mean to toot my own horn, but that's what I'm saying. And to be able to fight back at the end of that game the way that they did, man, that just let me know everything that I needed to know, man, about this team. That's why I put them boys on the pedestal of saying that, hey, man, they going to take it all away. This to go into the Kansas City hostile Arrowhead Stadium, the loudest stadium in the NFL, that's what they say, and to pull that off, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Here go another one. Look, I put this out. The Kansas City Chiefs will be coming in full force in Hines and Arrowhead, ready for war. I'm too my own horn today. Fuck that. Because they're not going to slow down. It's all them, and it's going to be us against them. This is our time for destiny. The Texans, I truly believe, are a team of destiny. And as I said before, it's all there. We have everything we need. The time is now or never. We've never been in a better situation than we have. It don't get pretty. It don't get perfect. You want the best running back. You want the best wide receiver. That's not going to happen. You're going to have to limp in there. You're going to have to struggle and gnaw and gnash your teeth, bite kneecaps, something like what Dan Campbell has said when he started with the Lions. It's not going to be pretty. You just got to have the will to win. People are going to go down. It's a fight. It's a battle. Some of your best soldiers are going to fall. Some of your best soldiers are going to fall. But you still have to pick up the mantle and keep pushing. This is war, ladies and gentlemen. This is the NFL playoffs. Blastoff. You've been watching the Real Texans Talk. I'm out. Hey, man, I'm going to toot my own horn, man. When you know, you know, man. When you know, when you know, you know. When you know, you know, bro. I don't know, man. What else can we do? What else do we got to do to get these dollars? There was a lot of people came out, hey, if the Houston Texans win this, I'm gonna start. Okay, now it's time, man. Give us our respect, man. We making noise all the way through. We hitting harder than we the hardest hitting defense in a long, long time, bro. One of the hardest I've seen, probably since the Legion of Boom. You know, one of the hardest hitting defenses I've seen since Seattle, man. You know, since them Broncos, man. You know, with Peyton Manning, this is one of the hardest hitting defenses, you know, in recent history. And the way these guys play, you know, don't nobody want to play them, and that's a true statement. You can look at the eye test. This team is better, and then the good thing, the craziest thing about it is, it's a couple of factors that go into me saying, if you're gonna go ahead and be a Super Bowl winning team, you're gonna do it. It only take 2 to 3 years to get there and do that, man. I've been looking through history, and it takes very not a lot of you know, people that I remember when these rookies come in and like Brady or Roethlisberger or Eli Manning or Russell Wilson. I'm still crossing my fingers. I'm believing. I'm speaking into existence, man. CJ gonna be the next one to do it, bro. He showed me everything I needed to see at Georgia, that under them bright lights against that damn NFL defense that Georgia had, man. It's crazy, man. I don't know, man. It's you know, man, look. Woody Marks, what can we say about Woody? That guy runs incredibly hard, man. Woody Marks, you know, for me, I'm sorry to say this. I'm not saying that he's better than Joe Mixon. Definitely not going to say that. But what I will say is that Woody Marks, I don't miss Joe Mixon as much as I probably would have had we not had a guy like Woody Marks that can close out the game, man. Woody Marks is closing out games now, guys. Woody Marks, man, with these, he's been the closer. I'm going to start calling Woody Marks the closer. That's the nickname I'm giving Woody Marks, the closer. There was a play when he went down after he got a first down, and they did a helmet, you know, but they ain't going to get running backs the grace that they give a wide receiver or that they give a quarterback or whatever. The helmet to helmet, they, you know, it looked like he got a hit, a good damn hit on a helmet to helmet, but it looked like he may have been concussed. But, you know, Woody ended up, getting up, wiping his eyes out, blinking his eyes, and I know I was like, damn. Hey, yeah, do that. Don't let them know that you got a concussion. I think Woody might have had a light concussion, bro. Coach D'Amico might be talking. Let me see if I can catch him talking, man. He might be talking. It might be a press conference now. Let's see if we can find the press conference. I know y'all want to check that out. The press conference might be on right now. Let's see. The press conference might be on. Let's see videos. Yeah, they ain't started yet. No, I don't think they started yet. I'm pretty sure they probably have, but it's not showing yet. I don't think they started the press conference yet. But when we get the press conference, we're gonna tap that in too, guys. When we get the press conference. Let me see if we can get a presser. Yeah, nah, it's not a presser yet. Nah, they haven't done the presser yet. But when they do, we're gonna bring it to you here live. But you know what, guys? When you think about it, man, we done been knocking at the door so long. And we were 0-5 in the last 5 games against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs then put us out of the playoffs and then knocked us out the playoffs and knocked us, in the regular season, cost us so much. It was them that took a bunch of losses today on their offense and defense. And thankfully, man, we've been relatively healthy, man. These guys are training their bodies, it seems like, to just play as hard as they play. That's why these other defensive stars like Justin Simmons and you hear him saying he wants to play here, and people like Tyrann Mathieu, he wants to play here. He want to come out of retirement, whether he was serious or not, who knows. But, I mean, they like what we do here, man. And these boys play fast, hard. They let you play defense. Hey, to play here, like Will Anderson said, everybody can't play here. You got to play fast. You got to play hard. You got to have a relentless mindset. You got to train your body to go through the rigors of what this level or next level type of defense. You trying to hurt the other guy. This ain't nothing friendly. And that's what this defense does, and that's what they got them scared. The Texans are definitely going to go further than what they've been going. Let's go back to their playoff histories. 2011, lost in the division. 2012, lost in the divisional round. 2015, lost in the wild card. 2016, lost in the divisional. 2018, lost in the wild card. 2019, lost in the divisional. 2023, they lost in the divisional. 2024, they lost in the divisional. Hey, man, they've been knocking at the door of the divisional round. Look like 6 out of 8 times. 6 out of 8 times they've been knocking at the door in the divisional round. So all that experience, it means something. And like I say, man, it's just a very special defense. If D'Amico Ryans is not being considered for head coach of the year after a 3-5 hole that they were in, and now, he got this team at 8-5, man. 8-5. I think they beat Jacksonville or whatever. They came out and said, hey, we don't have to lose another game. We believe that. And they playing like that. And, I think that the world is going to finally start taking notes, because to be the best, you have to beat the best. And not only did you beat the best today, and I don't care what their record is, to beat you played them in their hometown in front of their fans, with everybody. Even their fans had that, yeah, here they come. Let's go rock them off. That's what they thought. That's why they were going for it on 4th down so much, because they so desperate. That's something that Andy Reid, it was just uncharacteristic to do it that much. I mean, that we the number 1 defense. He didn't believe it. He thinks that his offense and his quarterback, which is good to believe in them in that way, I guess, but not to the detriment of your team. And your defense was playing very good, and then you knocked their momentum off after they had stopped us, and then you got the ball back, and your first time you went for it on 4th and short, and y'all ended up not getting that ball to move. And, now your defense got to come back out there. They're probably tired, but that's something that you put on them. Andy Reid, for everybody that didn't know, came out saying that he was going to tickle our tonsils. He said they trying to tickle their tonsils. And again, like I say, you use your imagination on what he was saying. But for the Texans to go in there, man, and the way they did, just dominate at the line of scrimmage, control the clock, to frustrate Patrick Mahomes as much as he did. Had Travis Kelce whining and crying. Shout out to Kamari Lassiter. He had an interception today. Man, it was I'm trying to catch y'all up on this press conference when it comes. I still ain't dropped yet. I know they're gonna drop this press conference here soon. But it was crazy, man. To see how dominant this defense is. Now they put that for Thursday night football for the world to see against the team that everybody knows was gonna win that game. Everybody was just knowing that the Chiefs was gonna win that game. That's what they knew. That's what they knew. But those that know football and those that got a pulse of what's been going on and watching these Houston Texans and watching the talent that they've acquired across the board, they locked up from defensive line to the defensive edges to the cornerbacks to the linebackers, from speed to Al-Shaair to Toa, to the safeties, Kalen Bullock and Jalen Petrie playing in the back, rotational, nickel back and safety. Man, we done lost so much, and yet we Mixon gone. We just lost Settle. Tank gone right now. Jimmy Ward's out of there. Brevin Jordan's out of there. And we still fighting and we still pushing it through, man. We still making this thing happen. We still pushing it, and now the world's seeing now that we for real. This is Bulls on parade. This is Swarm City right here. This is what it is to be a Houston Texan. Hard hitting them bull horns on your head, hitting you. They breaking shoulders when they hit you. They knocking people out. I honestly believe that Rashee Rice was kind of sleep for a split second. He had to wake up. Somebody put some smelling salts in his nose or something. Hey, get up. Hey, get up. They gonna put you out the side. We can't lose you. We can't lose you, Rashee. Somebody ran over after Jalen Petrie rung his bell and went over there, one of the players, and hit him with a little smell. Wake up, man. Wake up, bro. They about to pull you out, man, if you don't get up quick. You know what I'm saying? He got up. Jalen hit him so nasty, man. They were just hitting them people hard today, bro. It was a good effort on both sides, but man, these hey, now, and look at the charts. Look at the charts. They keep saying that all of these sports people keep picking they did it with the Buffalo Bills, they did it with the Colts, they did it with the Chiefs. I mean, just keep picking against us. Even our own national media keep picking against us, man. John McClain, old school John McClain, respect to you, bro, but you keep picking against the house, bro. And I need you to keep doing it, because every time you do, we clean them on up, bro. And I told you that we was going to clean them up. I told you we was going to clean them up. You got to ride for the house. That's right. It's Shaquille say, let's go, Houston. Hey, bro, I'm just as glad as you are, man, that these Texans was able to pull it off, man. A lot of people just be doubt, man. And they for good reason. We can't knock them. We gotta but now we're at that point now where, okay, you stop hating on us now, bro. We showing you. At first it was, but every time they did hype us up, and I hate that we dropped the ball when they hype us up. And then but you know what they're gonna say now? Let me tell you, they're gonna say, they beat a tattered offensive line. Mahomes didn't have anybody blocking and yada yada. Hey man, we went into the playoffs. We didn't have Tank Dell. We didn't have Sheldon Rankins. We didn't have, I think Jimmy was out. We didn't have, who we didn't have. We were missing a lot of players. We lost a lot of players due to injury. I don't think Brevin Jordan was back then. I think Brevin Jordan was out. We go to the Super Bowl, I think. Hey, bro, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I said this earlier, man. The Texans are going to I said this earlier in the year, bro. Man, look, I'm going to say this again, man. When you got to vibe a field, you got to vibe a field. And I ain't trying to be no homer. I'm finna say this based off of what I'm telling you. It's certain things that happen in regular season football and throughout the years. I only made maybe two times that I know of. I made 2 predictions of who would team. I'm talking about early in the season of who was going to go to the Super Bowl. And based off of what I saw earlier in the season. And one of them teams was the Philadelphia Eagles. I already knew. I used to love Donovan McNabb, and this is 2004, 2005 season I'm talking about. That's throwback for a lot of you young bucks. Some of y'all don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? 04, 05, you probably was still sucking on your mama titty. But as for me, I used to love Donovan McNabb, Deuce Staley, Brian Richbrook. T.O. was my favorite receiver at the time. I said, man, them guys are going. I said that early in September, and they win. I won money betting somebody early in September that the Eagles was going all the way. And it happened again. I'm going to say this again. It happened again with Cam Newton, man. He played us. The year they went to the Super Bowl, the year he played us early in that season. This dude at the goal line bust a front flip over our defensive line. And I say, you know what, man, them dudes playing lights out crazy. Them guys going all the way, bro. Them guys going all the way. And I knew that guy was going to go all the way based off of that, man. I just knew it, and they for sure when I won money then. Had to argue and fight and gnaw and had to gnaw and clash with the guy to get my money. But he couldn't believe it. You talking about the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton, he bust a front flip over the Houston Texans defensive line and scored. And I say, you know what? Them guys going all the way. And I had that same feeling again, just 5, 10, whatever, how many umpteen years later, to see that what them Texans did to them Jaguars, man. When everybody in them stands was getting up, leaving out the stadium, I was in the house. They were getting up, leaving out the stadium, getting out, trying to beat traffic. And for this team showed me everything I needed to see by coming back from 19 points down. You want to win bad than a mother. You want to win bad, bro. You know, you want to win bad as hell if you're coming down from 19 points in the fourth quarter against a Jacksonville Jaguars team that is currently leading the division now at 9-4. Coach, bad news on the coach side. You know, Daniel Jones is torn his ACL, so we got to play them one more time. And then they don't have Anthony Richards can't play. He's still recovering from a fractured orbital bone he suffered earlier in the season, I guess in the pregame warm-up or something. He had a fractured orbital, so he's not there. They're playing with backups of the backups. And they only got one backup quarterback on the roster now. So it was Daniel Jones, so they're going to have to bring somebody else in. But Daniel Jones is gone for the year, and he was the one that was helping them light it up. So Chiefs, check that off the box. They come in here, check that off the box. Our toughest test at Arizona Cardinals next week. Kyler Murray, he's out for the season. He's not recovering from this. They say his whatever happened with his foot injury is not working right. It's Shaquille says, I've been a fan for 7 years now, almost 8. Yeah. Hey, bro. You in the house, you in the house. It don't matter. If you riding with the house, you riding with the house, bro. But yeah, you know, Daniel Jones is out of there, so that pathway is clean. I see like I say, the Cardinals, Kyler Murray's out. They got to come here. It's gonna be hard to win here, man. This defense is not letting up on anything. This defense is not giving up nothing. They stingy, bro. They giving up less than 16 on average. They giving up less than 16 points a game on average. You go into Kansas City and hold the Chiefs to 10 points, bro. That speaks volumes. I can hear all the pundits now. I can just hear them now, bro. I can just hear them now. All of the media pundits and whatnot, I can hear them now. Now they ride. Now they believe. Now they believe. Now I know they're going to believe now that we able to pull this out, that we hitting hard, bro. Don't matter who you are. I'm so pissed about, I want to see Seattle again. I want to see Broncos again. I want to see the Buccaneers. Buccaneers been dropping games like late. They lost to the to the rookie quarterback Tyler Shaw. Shaw. He ran all over him today. 2 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, big W, bro. It's Shaquille say it's big W, 100%. That's right, bro. The biggest. You know what I mean, bro? The biggest W. What can we say, man? When the team is fighting this hard, you got to, the way they, like I say, what they showed me when Jacksonville came in, what they showed me is that they believe in themselves and they can will themselves to victory, which they did again today. They just will themselves. They believe in that. That was major. That was the coach is right. We are who he says we are. We can do what he says we can do. Moment for that team, for the Houston Texans defense. And now guess what? Your offense is finna start coming along. You don't need them to be, all you need, you don't need them to be otherworldly. And guess what? That's gonna happen too, and then look out. That's what's gonna be the scariest thing. When they wake up and they start to be otherworldly and CJ get that ring, and this offense gives him, the line he actually needs, and the weapons, his boy come back, because he loved Tank Dell. If Tank can come back to be who he is, hopefully he rehabbing them legs like a mug. Hopefully he running every day. Hopefully he lifting weights and doing the leg press and stuff every day, bro. Build them knees back, build them ACLs back, build them Achilles, whatever you tore up, he tore up the whole leg, build that shit back. Hopefully he in that lab, bro. He getting ready because it's time to come back. I hope he ain't lose a step. He's so young. I doubt he did. He tore up everything. That's the scariest part. But I think he's resilient, man. He's been around the team for a while now. Tank probably literally can come back now. He probably can come back now. I'm pretty sure the guy's ready now. But just let him rest out, because with him, it's just gonna be unfair. Nick Caley, we give you a lot of bullshit, man. We is the best. It's Shaquille. Yeah, bro. Right now we are, bro. I'm just pissed off because Seattle and Jackson Smith and Jigma tore us up. But I think that we play them again. That's one of those teams you got to look at again. I'm pissed off about that Seattle loss. That one there hurt me for a long, long time. That Seattle loss, that hurt me, man. I wanted so bad to get those guys. That one there, I ain't gonna lie, that one there hurt me, man. But, we passed that. We done took care of business. We 8-5 now. We're back in the playoffs as the 7th seed. Let me check this. I think we're the 7th seed now. AFC playoff picture. Let me look it up, guys. Post Texans Chiefs. I'm going to tell you right now. I think we are. Texans are currently now. So that's right. So the Houston Texans, we in it now. We ain't coming out of it now. We could possibly catch these Jaguars and win this division. The Houston Texans are, let's see here. Okay, here we go. So the Texans now, I'm going to show y'all on the screen and put this graphic up. So the Texans now are 7th seed. We in the 7th seed, guys. I don't know if y'all can see that. I don't think y'all can see that. Well, I don't think y'all can see my hand. But currently, the Texans in the 7th seed. The Buffalo Bills in the 5th seed. The Chargers in the 6th seed. And we all we got to do is beat the Chargers, man. We going to clear these Chargers out. We going to flush these Chargers out, bro. That's all we need to do is flush these Chargers out. That's all these ad pop-ups. We need to flush these Chargers out. We played them second to the last game of the season. Then we got the Ravens, who are not in it. Can y'all believe this for the first time? Hey, this is almost like when the Rockets won them 2 championships those years. Jordan wasn't in the league. I think Jordan was playing baseball. Hey, but you got your quarterbacks. They in there today, so that ain't no excuse. You got Mahomes and Lamar. They just having down years. But that's crazy how they having down years. But who can beat us in the AFC? Who are we afraid of? Because we were going to beat the Broncos had we went out. Had CJ been knocked out. I believe we were going to beat the Broncos. You know, I wonder what's our standing in the AFC though. Let's see. AFC. I need a good picture. I need a good picture, man. I need a good picture. I need to find a good picture. But, you know, man, we didn't improve our chances. We in the playoffs now, guys. We can talk playoffs. We in it. And the way we've been playing, we're not coming up out of that thing. We're not coming up out of that. D'Amico Ryans deserves AFC player of the D'Amico Ryans deserves coach of the year now. Don't Shane Steichen stole it from him. I don't know why they gave it to him. Why? Shane Steichen stole it. D'Amico getting it this year. You know, you're putting up a historical defense. Your team is winning in spite of your offense being sluggish. Your offensive line having holes all the way throughout. Nobody giving you a chance. You're going into hostile territory. You're taking down legendary quarterbacks. And your defense is to a point to where they're enforcing their will on these teams. To hold Patrick Mahomes to no touchdowns and 3 interceptions with a quarterback rating of 19.8 is phenomenal. I'm curious to know what was the lowest quarterback ranking that Patrick Mahomes has ever had. You know, I want to know what is Patrick Mahomes' lowest quarterback rating in history, because this probably was it. 19.8. I think that, you know, I think this got to be his lowest QB rating. They making quarterbacks look pedestrian, bro. This defense, you don't want to see them, bro. That's right. Shaquille says the playoffs all day. Yeah, we in it now. 7 seed, baby. We control our own destiny. That's it. That's it. We're gonna be favored in every game we play from here on out. I guarantee you. We're gonna be favored in every game. They're gonna be tired. Like, I ain't right. All these Brooks and Bucky Brooks is all that. The right people picked the right team. Now I saw a lot of other people who started to rock with the Texans now, but I can still pull up graphics where they were like, you know, they're not gonna do it. What is Patrick Mahomes' lowest? I'm gonna tell y'all right now what is Patrick Mahomes' lowest quarterback rating, because I think today might be it. Yeah. Look at that. We just caused his lowest. So Patrick Mahomes' lowest quarterback rating before today in his career was 57.3. This Texas defense is fucking historical, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Man, that's crazy. Man, lowest QB rating before today was 57.8. Tonight, Texans held him to a 19.8 QB rating. Yeah, that's crazy, guys. This is historical from your defense. This is how bad your defense is. Your defense is making history, breaking records at all times. They're breaking records they just breaking records left and right. That's crazy. That is crazy, guys. I can't, man. I can't imagine that, you know, anybody gonna give anybody else a chance after this. You know, I can't imagine that anybody that we're gonna be favored in every game that we play from here on out. I still hold my belief that the Texans are a team of destiny. I believe that they're gonna go all the way. This is gonna be a different year because they playing like they're forcing their will on everybody that they play. They're just running through everybody now. Now, like I say, it sucks that we lost against Seattle. It sucks that we dropped that game against the Rams when we were playing the Rams so well. And partly you got to go back. Yeah, we ready. It's Shaquille say we ready. We are ready, bro. It's important to note that in that Rams game, you know, that's when they let go of C.J. Gardner-Johnson because the guy was just Was that his game? I think he was at one of the how many games did he play? Was it, I don't know, whatever it was, the guy was freelancing all over the field. I think he was let go after the third game. Yeah, he let go after the third game. He was freelancing and doing what he wanted to do, 12-5. That's right, bro. Hey, that's what we're gonna do. The best record I think we've had was 12-5. That might be our best record we've ever had was 12-5. But again, under Gary Kubiak. Well, I think it was 12-4 because we played one less game back then. So I think our best record was 12-4. But, man, at this level of play that we got, man, I just want to see DeMeco Ryans get his due, and I want to see him get Coach of the Year. Again, I repeat, you've held Patrick Mahomes to his lowest quarterback rate that he's ever had in his career. Hey, nobody want to play us, bro. If C.J. Gardner-Johnson hadn't gave up that play freelancing on the Rams, we would have beat them. Had Henry tore tackled, made that tackle, and never whiffed on that tackle against Baker Mayfield, hey, we would have had him. If, that in his pass, that Nico caught a ball and I think it flew out his hands and flew in the air and popped in the air and the Jaguar, I forgot the guy that made the play, but he made the play on the ball and they intercepted the ball. But, if that hadn't happened, we would have beat them that first game in Jacksonville. So, man, I don't know, guys. It's crazy. Texans win tonight, a hell of a game. What else can we say, man? Your defense showed out. Petrie got an interception. Aziz Al-Shaair got an interception off of deflect. Travis, they finally held up Travis. Finally. The Texan killer, Travis Kelce, finally was put in check. He was frustrated all night. He got into it where he was trying to tussle with one of our players at the end, towards the end of the game, because he wasn't able to touch the ball, man. They were just locking him down. Between Petrie, between Lassiter, between Aziz Al-Shaair, they had the clamps on that dude, man. They had the clamps on him. So, but that's it. On to the next. We see Arizona on the 14th. That should be an easy dub here in the city of Houston. That should be a dub. Y'all make sure y'all stay locked in, bro. It's Shaquille. Yeah, that was crazy, bro. Travis, these guys were just locking him up. The defense was just making plays. It was crazy. Jalen hit the ball and, he hits the ball in the air and circles around and catches his own interception. That was crazy. When I look and I see how, let me see if I can pull that play up. I gotta pull that play up. And I want to catch the press conference. I know for a fact that they've had the press conference now. I know for a fact they've held the press conference. Maybe it's on YouTube. Let's see. I know for a fact they've held the press conference now. Let's see. I know these guys had to do it now. Let's see here. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, they had it. Yeah, they had it already. Yeah, they had it. They had it. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's watch. Let's tap into the press conference. See what they said. Here goes CJ speaking. All right, there we go. We got Coach. We got Coach. Here goes tap into this press conference.
Savior Jesus Christ, who's constantly blessing us each and every day when we don't deserve it. So I'm just thankful for.
See if I can get the sound up. I know y'all can't hear that. Let me get that sound turned up. me see. See if we can hear the sound. At least. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys.
Chiefs team, great team. Oh, good evening. First and foremost is all glory and praise to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's constantly blessing us each and every day when we don't deserve it. So I'm just thankful for this moment, thankful for this opportunity. Really proud of our guys, the way they came here. This is a great offense. They've done a great job for a long time, but it was all about the situational football plays we made on third down, getting stops, fourth down, being able to get stops there to put us in range to score some points. I just can't say enough about the effort from our defense. Kamari, battling through all week to come out.
Yeah, that press conference, Mike's been known to be bad.
A huge play, getting an interception, deflecting the ball when it was up in the air. Petrie making a big hit, taking the football away. Aziz taking the football. Like, you come here, you take the football away 3 times. So just an outstanding defensive performance. And also another guy who probably don't get recognized a lot, but Tommy Togia. I mean, he had, I think, about 10 tackles, a sack. Like, he started it off for us, and he played consistent all night. Just a relentless effort from our entire group.
Yeah, those press conference mics, man. I've been hearing it all. They saying that these mics have been horrible at the press conference. So, but he was just
it was our next game.
Coach basically saying
we didn't make it bigger than it needed to be. It's our next game.
Let me
We needed to come out, execute, play good football.
Coach basically saying that see if I can, that the guys showing up who needed to show up, and guys that you don't hear too much about, but like guys like Tommy Togia, his name has been popping up. He's a solid defensive tackle, and he's been showing up like he's supposed to. But guys like Tommy Togia, has been showing up. That's what matters the most. Let's hear from CJ. But these mics at the press conferences have been bad, so that's why it's not my sound, it's theirs. He asking him about what he feel about how the offense was stalling in the second half at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, look, we have a confident bunch on defense, right? We understand that no matter what the situation was, no matter when they were put out on the field, those guys knew they were going to go make a play. And that's what you have to have. You have to play with that confidence, that swagger, and that's how they're playing right now. That's allowing them to be, one of the best defenses in the league.
They're asking what were the plays that Kansas City made on the defensive side of the ball to slow the Texans down on offense.
Picking up the pressure. They did a really good job. Spags did a great job of calling it there. And, look, they came out in the second half. They made some adjustments, and they stopped our run game, and we couldn't get any passes completed. So it was a tough stretch there in the third quarter. But we found a way when we needed to run the ball most. And at the end of the game, we found a way to get some yards and finish it.
All right. Let me go ahead and skip up to let's skip over to CJ right quick and hear what he had to say. That's what I want to hear. There you go.
Oh yeah, it's big time. Ended our season here last year. And kind of had a bad taste in your mouth. We were all motivated to win this game, and do the right things. To win the game. So that's a blessing. But always things to clean up, and offensively, we got to be better in the second half. But I thought we played hard, and in December you want to get wins. And that's all that really matters. Yeah, the pressure, the blitz, and we just got to be better with IDing it better, and me, throwing our hots, and just trying to make plays, and got to be better on first down. That's really the key. You know, if we can get to third and shorts and, you know, third and mediums, that helps us out. So. Yeah, I try to bring the guys up, you know, just to say like, you know, our defense is holding us together. Like, come on, man, let's go.
They were asking what is it that kept y'all motivated to keep fighting, even though y'all were getting shut down in the second half.
We got out there. Our defense, you know, got to stop and move the ball, ran the ball great. You know, I try to make the play on third down, and then you know, Dari punches it in. So, you know, it's not always gonna be pretty. It's not always gonna be perfect, but you know, whenever you know your numbers call, you try to make the play. Definitely, yeah. Because
They actually, do you feel like you have to win ugly games sometimes?
You know, and lost, you know, early in the so, you know, I wouldn't even consider this a completely ugly game. Of course, you know, there's a bunch of things to clean up, and I think, you know, in December, like I said, like you can get a win and learn from it later. But yeah, we got to fix a lot of things. Yeah. Yeah, I think in the first half, you know, we came out hot. You know, ran the ball.
So yeah, the game wasn't perfect. That's part of the press conference, man. Like he was saying, hey man, CJ kept saying, hey, we just kept, you know, because they did come out in the second half not moving the ball at all. I think they didn't start moving the ball until the fourth quarter, about 5-6 minutes into the fourth quarter when they were able to start moving the ball again. But like he said, he just kept them, you know, hey, the defenses keep lifting us. The defense keeps giving us opportunities. It's on us to make the move. And he was playing like it. You know, I know we get frustrated when he tries to play super ball, hero ball at times, and he wants to make those gunslinger plays, you know, reminding you of Brett Favre and Russell Wilson at times. But that's what it takes sometimes. Patrick Mahomes does it all the time. And that's what it takes at times. So, you know, when it works, it works. When it's ugly, it's ugly. But today, I tweeted it out that you know, he was throwing the ball away at times when he needed, and times when he would, you know, he did it in the Seattle game. He wasn't throwing the ball away, and it cost us pretty much. It was part of the reason that we lost. But by him seeming like he had time to sit and watch Davis Mills, you know, lead his offense down the field and was making smart plays when he was throwing the pass away and, you know, staying in the pocket. And so I think he picked up a lot of that from when Davis was in and he had time to sit and watch for those 3 weeks that he was out. But yeah, he played smarter today. You know, and hey man, the Texans are sitting pretty now. They fought tooth and nail back into the playoffs, and here we go, 7th seed. It looks good, man. It's the way that we intended it. The ones that believe and know, man. And this is what you want to see from your team. It's easy to go in like the Colts were looking flashy, looking good, running through their opponents, the number one offense in the league up until, you know, they played us last week at number one offense and scoring offense up until they played us. But a horse can run fast, but not long is what I've been told. You know, so and a coat can run fast, but not long. You see what I did there? But you know, it's these ones that really make it worth it, you know, to know that you can come from the depths of NFL purgatory and fight and claw your way out from the bottom, last damn near bottom step. It was a game point where we would have lost another game, we would have been out of it. But we were able to pull it off, man, and everything is clicking at the right time. And I'm glad that this defense is able to uplift this offense in the way that it has. And I wasn't so much as worried about the offense because you have C.J. Stroud, you know, and you have Nico Collins. You didn't have Nico Collins, it'll be a bit to be worried. Now, we can't lose Nico, let's be honest. You know, keep our fingers crossed because we don't have Tank to carry that weight. And the rookies are still rookieing a little bit. Jalen Knowles is still a rookie. You know, I want him to be the next Tank, but, you know, he still has a lot of growing to do. But right now, everything is on go. And like I say, we're in a really good situation, to be honest. We fought through our hardest fights. We lost some. We picked up some. We picked up the main ones that a lot of people thought we were going to lose. So, hey man, the Texans go 8-5. They defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-10 in Arrowhead Stadium, man. It's been real, man. Exciting seeing this team grow and seeing your quarterback grow. This is what it looks like. And we're just gonna keep on fighting, man. We got 3 games, I think, left on the season. Arizona, no, 4 games. We got 4 games left on the season. We got Arizona up next, and then we have the Raiders, and then the Chargers. Yeah, we got to go run through this. Yeah, we're on the AFC gauntlet, AFC West gauntlet right now. We just knocked off the top dog, and in Kansas City, the top dog in the division, and now we got to go knock off the Raiders, and then knock off the Cardinals, and then the Raiders, and then the Chargers, and the Chiefs. The Colts come into town. That's like almost. I don't ever want to give a professional team a write off, but I don't see how they're gonna bounce back on their season. I think they're out of the playoffs, and they're not even gonna be in a position where we thought that they were going to be in. They dropped their game today against Jacksonville. And like I say, Daniel Jones was knocked out of the game with a ACL tear. So, the world is ours now, baby. We can still take this division, actually. I got to see what the Jaguars looking like. I got to see their schedule to know what they facing. But you know what? Matter of fact, Jags have Colts. They beat the Colts. They got the Jets and the okay. So, man, I see a path where we can just go ahead and take the division. Jacksonville has, and then they go another thing. Jacksonville beat the Titans. They beat the Chiefs too earlier in the season. But I think our strength of victory is going to put us ahead of them for sure, because they barely won. They won in like the last play or something. A defensive play or something, or I think Trevor Lawrence was able to scramble. But yeah, Jacksonville still had a coach, the Jets, the Broncos, and the Titans, and so I think that, and the Jets, they play serious. The Jets don't play. Jets take their game serious. But the Broncos, I don't know. It's going to be a fight between Jacksonville and the Broncos. So between the Jets and the Broncos give a best chance to get the best chance for us to catch the Jacksonville Jaguars and just overtake the division again, and give DeMeco Ryans Coach of the Year. If this happens, I don't want. He already looked to me. What he's done already is deserving of Coach of the Year. Get this guy Coach of the Year, and I mean, how else could you argue that? This turnaround, he's consistent. He's come in 3 years in a row. Well, he can't get Coach of the Year. He's come in 3 years in a row and look like, again, what's going to be out the 3rd year in a row in the playoffs. CJ been tasting playoff after playoff after playoff since he's been in the league. This is it, man. This is what it looks like to be a winning franchise. We tasting it. We got to get used to it. I think we're going to go real far this year. I know it. I know we're going to go real, real far this year. We're going to take it real far. Hey, these were my keys to victory. I remember writing this down, and let's see how many of them was checked out. So I wrote down before the game even started, you got to stop Pat Mahomes from busting out the big runs. And he had some big runs today, but, it wasn't what they pretty much kept him in check. They knew he was going to do that. He had a couple, like 1 or 2 big ones that, move the sticks. But for pretty much the most part, Patrick Mahomes was held in check on the running. Don't let Kelsey beat you. Kelsey was pretty much a non-factor this game. And I know he had got frustrated. Like I say, I know he was frustrated as hell, playing us. Because he was trying to start something with, I think, Murray. Or excuse me, Bryant. They got into a little scrum. But again, guys, when you think about it, this was always it was gonna be like this. What other way was it gonna be? What other way was it gonna be? It wasn't no other way that it was gonna be. I don't see how they could have. That's why the smart money was on. All the smart money was on the Texans today. Because how you gonna look at what they got? Look at what the Chiefs had to deal with. The offensive line then tatters. You know, then they lost Trent McDuffie to start the game out, and Nico ate. He put up a show. He didn't. The crazy thing is, he went 4 for 124 receptions for 121 yards in the first half. He didn't do it. He didn't get the ball again in the second half. They pretty much somebody talked to whoever that cornerback was that was watching him. He was like, hey, you got to hold this guy down, bro. But you know, that's part of it, man. When you think about it, let me see. Let's see the stat line again. So yeah, the Chiefs. Let's see, Travis Kelce. Let's see what the Chiefs did. Travis had one. Look, guys, Travis Kelce had one reception for 48 yards. Excuse me. I'm giving him too much credit. Travis Kelce had one reception for 8 yards. That's why he was pissed off. Travis Kelce had one reception, was held to one reception for 8 yards. They made sure that he was. I love that way that they came in and just said, this guy, Travis Kelce, is not going to beat us. One reception for 8 yards. He was targeted 5 times. He caught the ball once. Great job to Kamari Lassiter. Great job to Jalen Peaky and Aziz. You know, all 3 of those guys got interceptions today too. You know, beautiful job on their defense. Defensive masterpiece. Defensive masterpiece. You know, dude, Patrick Mahomes, again, look at this, guys. Patrick Mahomes went 14 for 33, only 160 yards. My goodness. Texans only give up 265 yards a game. Texans only give up 265 yards a game. They held Patrick to 160 in passing. And a 19.8 quarterback rating. That I can't stress that's enough. That's historical on Patrick Mahomes. The guy, the lowest quarterback rating he's had up until this point was 57.3. The Texans slashed that in more than half. Man, this defense is dynamic. This defense is dynamic, guys. You know, Xavier Worthy, I was worried about that guy getting over the top. He still got some of his. He went 3 for 55, but hey, Hollywood Brown, 35 yards. You know, Travis Kelce, his main target, the leading receiver on their team coming into this game. Travis had like 716 yards receiving on the season so far, I believe, up until that point. And you know, man, look, we can't argue with that. Shout out to, you know, Matt Burke. You know, he called a good game defensively, man. Him and D'Amico putting their heads together is a 2-headed monster. But I don't know, guys. You know, the Texans sitting pretty at 8-5, 3 games over 500 now, and 7th seed in the playoffs. So we in, guys. We ain't dropping that ball. We in. Team of destiny. I keep saying it. My energy just is over through the roof, man. I can't explain it, man. I'm elated. I'm so happy right now for my team, for what we able to do. And, you know, y'all just keep, you know, supporting, man. And I appreciate everybody that tapped in with the channel, man. The Texans 20-10. They shut out the Chiefs in their own town, in their own hometown. They put the clamps on them. You know, made Pat Mahomes look very pedestrian. I wonder what they total yards were. As of right now, Texas sit number 2 in the AFC South. But the thing that we have over the AFC South is everybody else. We're 4-1 in the division. You know, we're 4-1. Yeah, we're 4-1 in the division, man. But hey, man, listen. Thank y'all for tapping in yet again, man, to the Real Texans Talk, bro. The Texans go 20-10 over the Broncos, man, and over the Chiefs in Arrowhead, and walk away with the dub, put themselves firmly in position in the playoffs now. Now it's just time to climb in those ranks and get a good seed. We can win this division. I think we still can win this division. I think that if we win out, I'm anticipating that we'll catch the Jags, and a tiebreaker probably. Quite possibly a tiebreaker. We'll beat them because our strength of victory and our schedule. If they drop to the Broncos, but that's it, guys. It's been real tonight. Your Texans go up in the dub chat. They go up in the dub today. It's a beautiful day. We gonna all have a good week. And kudos to C.J. Stroud for not turning the ball over, for playing, keeping it safe, for checking down when you needed to check down for the most part, and for making the plays when we got to let you do you too. That's who he is. He wants to make those big plays. We got to let him be himself too. But he was had a balance in between today. It wasn't all about him making hero ball. He didn't take too many bad sacks. If maybe one, I don't know. But other than that, man, the guy, he stood in there and played mistake-free football. And that's what we need. He outplayed Mahomes. That's for damn sure. CJ outplayed Mahomes. He went 15-31. That was a low completion percentage though. That's probably CJ's lowest completion percentage since he's been in the league, 48.4. But he didn't have any turnovers, and his quarterback rating was 80. So hey guys, I can't complain. We won the game. I'm happy. We can't ignore in victory what you would in defeat, but these boys, you got to know too, this is another factor that the Chiefs were desperate. The backs was against the wall. They know what they were facing had they lost this game. Go ahead and go and chill out in Mexico this time, guys. Y'all go ahead and relax in Mexico, this year, Chiefs. Y'all go get an early start. Y'all tired, ain't you? Don't you want to go fishing early? Lamar and them, y'all go fishing together, bro. Y'all sit this one, not let the other folk get a turn, bro. Let somebody else get a chance, bro. Let somebody else get their name called. It's the new way. These boys, hey, you gotta let the youngsters in too, man. CJ is one of those ones, man. So I know I see it. Davis Mills couldn't have did this today. He couldn't. You can't tell me that Davis Mills could have played this way. Shout out to Davis Mills. We would not be here without Davis Mills. It's not a knock on Davis Mills, but this took a superstar effort. This took a superstar effort to go in there in a hostile environment with that team, a championship team with their backs against the wall, and go in there and smack them like the way you did. So you can't, I highly doubt that, Davis would have went in there and did that. He probably could have. I don't know. But I highly doubt it. It took some heroic effort. And it worked out in our favor. But that's it for tonight, guys. Your boy Blastoff, man. The Texans beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll get a look ahead going into Arizona this week, this Thursday night. We'll go ahead and take a look at Arizona. We're going to be live at 9:30 p.m. Thursday night. Put it on your calendar, guys. Tap in with your boy, man. I appreciate everybody that tapped in with the Real Texans Talk tonight, man. I know everybody going to sleep that much better tonight. I know I am. We get the dub, man. We move into the I feel like I just got through playing, but I'm just so connected with my squad. I love them boys, man. Hey, y'all make sure you tap in. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe, man, on all the socials, man. Blastoff_ENT on Twitter, X, at Blastoff _entertainment on IG, and at Blastoff ENTCO on YouTube. Hey, man, appreciate the love, man. Everybody, go Texans. We in the dub column again tonight. We doing the impossible. We still got way more bigger fish to fry than this. And y'all just stay tapped in and hang on for the ride. Stop betting against the house, man, for y'all that want to bet against the house. I'm talking to the national medias too. The ones that's in the local radio. Stop betting against it, man. We proving you right. We proving you wrong. Or keep doing it because we keep winning. But anyway, y'all have a good night, man. Your boy Blastoff, man. You rocking with the Real Texans Talk. We out, man. This thing. Peace out.